Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second part of the top 10 supervillains. I would like to remind all of you that this is not the standard, but simply how I view these villains. And I figured since this is a top 5, I should make that pretty clear before moving on. Okay then, we stopped at 6th place, and now we're going to discuss 5th place. Ra's al Ghul, or the Head of the Demon as it translates to English, is one of Batman's number one enemies, an eco-terrorist, and an immortal who was born on the Arabian Peninsula but has his ancestry in China. Now, it's worth noting that this all happened 600 years ago and that this man may not possess any prominent superpowers except from his immortal body, but he sure has shitloads of experience. And I believe that fact is seriously stressed in almost all depictions of him, as in a 600-year-old man, all that skills that he accumulated over his vast lifetime, and his ultimate decision to extinguish evil from this world via destruction, genocide, and execution. And I also believe that his depiction in the movie Batman Begins shows most of these qualities quite well.
You will never learn. Familiar, don't you have anything new? How about this?
It is in this movie that it's not only Liam Neeson's pro acting skills that are shown, but who Ra's al Ghul truly is and what it takes Batman to defeat him as he attempts to put an end to Gotham, a city buried in corruption. He is on 5th place due to his sense of justice. He is not simply a villain that aims to destroy and take over everything. He does not view himself evil at all. No, he views himself as a hero and a liberator of the good from evil. But are his methods truly what the world requires? That's the question that is dealt with in Batman Begins. Next up, we have a human, although a seriously disturbed human. Norman Osborn is the official head of the weapons manufacturer known as Oscorp, and you'd think, while he still had that former healthy mentality of his, he'd know how to handle chemicals and such. Well, he really didn't. He tested the brand new formula for strength and intelligence enhancement on himself right off the shot, and that resulted him in becoming this creature. And although he had successfully achieved those enhancements he set out for, his sanity was lost in the process. Now, throughout his story, it's like a whole couple trying to break up but still stay together at the same time with all those relationship problems. And so the Green Goblin resurfaces a lot of the times, even when he's lost through amnesia after confrontations with Spider-Man, whilst Osborn's sanity is lost at short intervals as a result of this. Eventually, unable to cope with his own relationship with chemical hallucinations, Norman Osborn kills Spider-Man's girlfriend, Gwen, and screws up his rather normal relationship as well. He's known for his debut in Spider-Man 1 from 2002 as Willem Dafoe, and has recently shown himself in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 of 2014 as Dane DeHaan, both of whom did an excellent job in being freaky as they are supposed to be when acting the Green Goblin. Although it is worth noting that in his second depiction, the Green Goblin is Harry Osborn instead of Norman Osborn. He is on 4th place because he's one of the main symbols of insanity in the Marvel Universe, and one of the main enemies of Spider-Man. His motives vary, but always have the same foothold in insanity. And what I like about him is that he embodies fear in a sense. Those pumpkin grenades, that mask, it's all there for one simple motive: to bring forth fear and openly show his insane personality amidst all his nasty tricks. 3rd place. Come a long way, and we have Alexander Joseph Lex Luthor up next to display his tyrannical supernatural source of evil. But hey, he doesn't have any superpowers, and ironically he's against perhaps the most OP hero from the DC verse, Superman. This man scales very high in one simple natural component: intelligence. And with it, quite literally, in order to counter Superman, this man went from a kryptonite ring to a whole armor suit, allowing him to manipulate kryptonite to his advantage and even obtain strength equal to a Kryptonian, if not more. You know, if someone asks you, can a human beat an OP hero like Superman, and given that you're not an intense Batman fanboy, you will probably answer no. But this man has ventured to the ends of the universe just to beat Superman, and as a result has done so on quite a few occasions. He has been played by Michael Rosenbaum in a TV series and by Kevin Spacey in the movie Superman Returns of 2006. In fact, he is also said to be depicted in the movie Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice by Jesse Eisenberg in the winter of 2014. He is number 3 due to such capabilities that he attained through ambition and hard work. His strategic intellect is off the charts, and he truly embodies the whole nothing is impossible concept, except in a much more evilish way than it is really meant to. Second place, we have a villain that in my view has considerable amount of justification for his crimes. Having childhood traumas in the Nazi concentration camps, this mutant was led to believe that humanity would once more choose to eradicate a people group. This time, however, it's mutants who were targeted. Hence the formation of the Brotherhood of Mutants to fight against this injustice. His powers are bizarre and have only kept growing throughout his entire life. In this scene from the movie X2, aka X-Men 2 of 2003, he displays the power to even manipulate the iron concentrations within the blood vessels of his victims. He then proceeds to create levitating plates and small projectiles with iron supply that is available to him. Although not featured in the movies, his powers span even beyond basic manipulation of metals. In the comics, he is able to generate electromagnetic pulses and manipulate electromagnetic energy down to the photons of each particle, giving him power over all things in a sense. Due to electromagnetic prowess, he can also summon force fields and even generate wormholes for teleportation.
Can I help you?
No, you can't.
But even so, with just magnetic manipulation alone, this character is seriously powerful. And to give him full mastery of one of the 4 basic forces that govern our universe, electromagnetism that binds every single particle there is, that renders him as a god of equal stature to Darkseid, and perhaps even Galactus. But then again, the basic image of Magneto that just manipulates metal is quite enough for me. My reason, however, for placing him second is not his godlike power, it's his purpose, and much like Ra's al Ghul, his will to do justice through any means necessary. He's a villain of humanity, as he once saw what they are capable of by eradicating 6 million during World War II. He does not plan to give them any other chances for repeating such kind of genocide, and if necessary, he himself will use genocide to protect his kind. Last but not least, in fact the whole opposite of least, hence him being first place, the Joker. Now before I get hate comments for my choice of number 1, let me explain myself and the one simple reason why he is without a doubt number 1 in my view. To put it very simply, he's a villain because why the fuck shouldn't he be? Not for the money, not for some evil scheme, not for world domination, just because of his bizarre sense of humor and his malicious method of enjoying himself. And because of this motive, he became quite the problem for the Dark Knight of Gotham, while the Joker deeply enjoyed their confrontation.
You see, this is how crazy Batman's made Gotham. You want order in Gotham. Batman must take off his mask and turn himself in. Oh, and every day he doesn't, people will die. Starting tonight. I'm a man of my word.
Now, it might just be my fetish for insanity when it comes to imagining the perfect villain, but there is something very special about the Joker. Even when compared to other villains of the same kind, in so many ways he simply dominates the Green Goblin. Less gadgets, less power, but much, much more of craziness. The number 1 adversary of Batman continues to defy Bruce Wayne's understanding regarding villains, mob bosses, mafia, gangsters, all of that. And once again, I want to stress the point that to describe the Joker and his motives in a nutshell would be to utter the words, why not? There have been many depictions of the Joker, but none as great as Heath Ledger's Joker from the movie The Dark Knight, and that of Jack Nicholson from the Batman movie of 1989.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it. Never rub another man's rhubarb.
I guess I cannot really describe how much I respect the existence of this character, but he is the one villain that defies the basic understanding of all other superhero villains. While your regular villain acts on the basic humane motives such as greed and to obtain power, sometimes even knowledge. The Joker has no clear motive, and it is that motive that he himself is unsure of that simply trumps all other types of villains. And that was the end of part 2 and the video itself. Yeah, I'm gonna make these videos much shorter in future just to remove the element of boredom and the fact that it spans way too freaking long. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you, and like, subscribe. Oh, and I forgot to mention this, but the next video is gonna be top 10 League of Legends champions. And yes, I am quite hooked to the game, like the rest of the 11 million players it has. Well, yeah, that's it. See you next time.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's